GM everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Beyond PFPs, brought to you by OSPN, the Open Source People's Network. This podcast is in partnership with the Rari Foundation, the DAO behind the Rarible protocol, and the Rari chain. The Rari chain, which recently launched, introduces a platform with embedded royalties, low transaction fees, and high transaction speed. It's designed to support creators and developers in the NFT space, ensuring fair compensation and broadening the potential for NFT applications. Now, Beyond PFPs is a podcast that's all about exploring the depth of NFTs beyond digital collectibles, highlighting their impact within various industries. Now, today we're discussing how NFTs are utilized beyond the purpose of profile pictures. We have Vulkan from ApeCoin DAO and Namsan from Pudgy Penguins representing PudgNYC. Each of these projects has expanded their use of NFTs into areas like the Metaverse, community-led side organizations such as PudgNYC, Pudgy Asia, Pudgylicious, Pudgy Radio, and on the ApeCoin side, you have the Bulletin Board, Ladies Aboard Ape Yacht Club, Ape Beverages, the Public Board, the Ape Assembly, just to name a few. Pudgy Penguins also branched into physical goods, such as Pudgy plush toys sold on Amazon and Five Below, and they each are working on their very own metaverses. And ApeCoin will be launching their own blockchain soon as well. Vulkan, Namsan, glad to have you guys back on to resume our space here. Now, Namsan, you was explaining how you got into the Pudgy community. For the people that have just joined or rejoined us, can you explain that once again, how you got involved with Pudgy Penguins and how it all stemmed from Club Penguin?
Yeah. So I got into Pudgy Penguins because it was my first ever NFT. I was just into crypto and at the time, and penguins are one of my favorite animals, and so I googled crypto penguins, and funny enough, Pudgy Penguins popped up, and I didn't really know much about NFTs, and so I just got one because I thought it was super cute, and I was familiar with crypto stuff, just not NFT stuff, and so got one. Just kind of enjoyed it because it was just super cute. I used to play Club Penguin a lot when I was a kid, and so kind of hit a little bit of nostalgia for myself, and so I didn't really expect anything like Luca taking over and going to Walmart. I was just really into like the community as well because every single person that I've met both in real life and online has just treated me like family and just someone that's just here to vibe out and have fun.
Awesome story there. So like you got into the community from Club Penguin, and then your interest from that game, you wanted to see if there were other like penguin related NFTs, and then pretty much just got in from there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really say it was like Club Penguin was like the entry point, just because Club Penguin was just like a childhood game that kind of hit nostalgic, you know, point in my life, just because it was like the only thing I did in middle school and elementary school and middle school was just playing Club Penguin, and so later down the road, I found Pudgy Penguin, was just a nice funny coincidence because I think a lot of what the stuff they did at Club Penguin is kind of very similar to what Pudgy Penguin just try to emulate, because Club Penguin just was like like just a regular game, and then Pudgy just try to Web3ify and stuff like that.
Nice. I remember getting kicked out of Club Penguin before for vulgar language in the game, but no, I remember them days.
Dude, that happened to me so many times. I would like fuck around and just accidentally say like a curse word because I was so frustrated at just whatever what I was frustrated at, and I would like get banned for like 72 hours or something, and I was so sad because I was a kid, and that's all I did. So I was just like in bed, just doing nothing.
hmm That's cool. And then now led you into sparked your interest into like penguin related games and whatnot, and like eventually like you found Pudgy Penguins, and then started up Pudgy NYC. We'll get into how that was formed in a second here, but want to hear from Vulcan as well. Vulcan, what drew you into the ApeCoin community, and how did you and why did you decide to become a core member within the community?
Yeah, for sure. So I joined the Bored Ape community in August of 2021. I think what drew me to them was the opportunity to meet other builders, collaborate with things that they were doing, or try to make something of my own. From there, the ApeCoin DAO started up in March of 2022. I think the opportunity there to help educate people, there was a lot going on when the DAO first started, a lot of confusing processes and trying to figure things out. So there was an opportunity there for a small group of us to help educate people on the processes and just start reaching out to people and helping them understand what's going on.
Just make that last statement once again, sir.
Yeah, no problem. So for the ApeCoin DAO, there was an opportunity there when it started up in March of 2022 to help educate people. Everything was very new back then. A lot of people didn't know what DAOs were, and there was just a lot of different processes going on. So there was an opportunity there for a small group of us to help educate people on the processes and like where to go to find certain things and how to get things done in the ecosystem.
And like, what like drew you to the community like all together? Like, how did you even like discover Bored Apes, and what made you like want to own one? And like, what led you like into just becoming a part of the community, like before even like contributing to it?
Yeah, definitely the opportunity to build and connect with people. I remember seeing Bored Ape Yacht Club here and there throughout 2021. I think the one event that really drew me in is I'm a huge basketball fan and basketball player, and then when I saw Steph Curry get his ape, that kind of really like opened my eyes to there's a lot of people getting into this project. Joined the Discord server, then saw him post a screenshot of himself in the Discord server. That was pretty cool. Just things like that. It doesn't even need to be celebrities, but just meeting people in the community. There's so many awesome people out there building awesome things.
Hell yeah, no, that's a really cool story. So Vulkan was explaining like how he got into the ApeCoin community and how like Steph Curry was sort of like a linchpin for that, like when he purchased his Bored Ape and got involved in the community and whatnot. So yeah, he's into playing basketball. I know PudgNYC, you guys also get together and play basketball as well, correct?
I don't personally play basketball, but there's a lot of Pudgy Penguins that do play basketball. I think there's like a good crowd of people, Pudgies who do play basketball like regularly. I have a Pudgy friend of mine, Doku. So he plays basketball regularly with some other NFT communities. I know that.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I was thinking of getting a pickup game started, like maybe like during NFT NYC. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, we need like a contest between all the different PFP collections and kind of like a bracket to see who's the winner.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I'll definitely be down for that. Okay, now moving on. What excites you guys most about your projects? Any partnerships or new innovations that you're proud of in particular?
For me, I'm someone who just values community a lot, and so whenever people are joining the community, for example, and like wherever they're coming from, just because penguins are so versatile in my opinion, so everyone can come from so many backgrounds, and so I think just having that kind of be like a PowerPoint for my Pudgy experience is something that's super cool and always something I look forward to, especially now that we have a lot of physical products in different stores like Walmart, 5 and Below, Macy's. Seeing just regular people recognize the penguin is kind of like a good, just like a touch point and good conversation starter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with the Pudgy plush toys and how the Pudgy plush toys also gives you access into Pudgy World. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Pudgy World is the online in-house game that Pudgy Penguins is building, and so it's like a whole MMO that they're trying to do, where you get to see a lot of other people playing the game as well as just doing your own quests and seeing a bunch of NPCs. And so when you purchase a Pudgy plush in one of the stores, you get a digital collectible that you can use within Pudgy World. So it's like a trait for your penguin that you can dress up your penguin as, and then you get access to Pudgy World, and you get to play that whole MMO game. And so it's a really cool digital experience to get to onboard someone who might not even know what NFTs is.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like what they call the Web3 mullet, right? Like Web2 in the front, Web3 in the back, and yeah, definitely a good way to get people onboarded into NFTs that way. And so, like, how like you say you could get like specific traits or I'm assuming wearables for your Pudgy within Pudgy World from the plush. So I guess like whatever the plush toy is outfitted in, that can also be your wearable. Is that right? Like for an example, like if you have the one that says "Vote for Pudgy," could you also get like the "Vote for Pudgy" NFT T-shirt? like for your penguin?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of traits in the Pudgy collection that you can unlock for the Pudgy World traits. So like the vote for Pudgy, like you said. There's also a fish head. There's I think there's like a biker outfit. There's the bowl cut. There's the cute eyes, and so a lot of the traits that you see in the Pudgy Penguin NFT collection overlap with the Pudgy World traits. And so, think what what they're trying to do is you're able to recognize the Pudgy traits that you see in Pudgy World, and so when you go and see the NFT collection, you can recognize. You'll be like, oh, I have the bowl cut and the cute eyes in the game, and now I want the NFT version of it. And so it's good to it's a good overlap, and it's kind of healthy because you get to recognize your penguin character and kind of look for the perfect NFT that kind of matches with it.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool how it basically give you that that digital experience. Like it's digital, like you have the physical toy, and then those physical attributes carries over into the game as well. Love what's being built there. Really looking forward to seeing some more mini games. I know that that's coming soon to Pudgy World as well. Will the community, like let's say an indie game developer, do you think they will be able to build mini games for Pudgy World in the near future?
So Pudgy's is on a huge hiring spree. I know that if you search them up on like LinkedIn and Indeed, I think Pudgy's comes up because they're searching for a lot of game developers, and so everything's being built in house right now. And so a lot of the mini games and anything you see within Pudgy World is built in house. And so maybe an indie collaboration might be down the line, but the main focus right now is to just build the own in-house game and make sure that we can kind of like make sure that everything that we want to touch on, because it's very delicate and a hard space to navigate, the gaming space at least, because there's a lot of games that there's a lot of games out there that are utilizing Web3 technology, and we want to make sure that we stand out. And so everything's kind of built in the house right now, and just making sure that we hit all those touch points that to ensure that Pudgy World creates a proper experience that Pudgy envisions.
Nice, well said. Really looking forward to the new mini games coming to Pudgy World, and nice to know that there's a hiring spree going on. So if anybody is a game developer and looking to contribute to Pudgy, see if you could apply. Take a look at the website and go from there. Vulkan, what are you most excited about that's coming from ApeCoin? Feel free to share.
Yeah, similar to what Namsan was saying about the Pudgy Penguin community, just all the brilliant people out there that are making their own projects or collaborating with each other. There's also the Made by Apes initiative for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. This includes people like Bored and Hungry making a hamburger place. It was really cool to go visit that in California. People are making chocolate bars, drinks, games, so much more. Just seeing all the cool things people are designing and building, and now we're starting to see people collaborating on certain things. So there's two of these Made by Apes initiatives coming together and building something even greater. I think it's just really cool of what it's kind of started, and it's going to snowball into so many cool products.
Yeah, love how active the community is at ApeCoin. A lot of iterations going on. I noticed that you guys had the Thank Ape proposal. I saw that passed, and that's going towards funding. I know like 80% of the funding that's received from that initiative is going directly back to the community, and that you're looking for additional developers as well. So excited to see what's going to come out of that. But to talk about what you're building specifically within ApeCoin, I would like to know what inspired you to create the Bulletin Board. I know the newsletter is free, but do you ever intend on tokenizing the newsletter in the near future? And can you envision additional use cases for Bulletin Board branded NFTs, such as like an NFT representing tiers or levels for your top supporters, if there was a metric to determine who your supporters were?
Yeah, definitely. So when I first joined the ApeCoin DAO back in March of 2022, I quickly realized there was a lot to keep up with in the DAO. It was hard for people to stay up to date. We have so many things going on, from Twitter to Discord to the forum. It's not really possible to keep up with all the platforms unless you're sitting there on your phone or your computer almost the entire day. So my newsletter aims to help people with this problem, and basically keep them updated on a weekly basis, where they can just read my newsletter. It takes about 5 minutes in the morning. I submit it and release it every Monday. Just trying to keep people updated on important things happening across the DAO. It's currently free. A tokenized system is definitely interesting and something I've thought about. platform I currently use, Beehive, the enable crypto payments. I've bugged them a couple times, so maybe that'll be coming down the road. But beyond that, some kind of NFT system that can reward people, maybe based on how long they've been a subscriber and have different tiers and different rewards in that way. Definitely interesting and definitely something I've been thinking about.
Are you interested in building NFTs that'll disrupt traditional industries? You can get started by using Rarible protocol. It's an open source cross-chain NFT protocol that's community governed. You can check out the code on GitHub and then request an API key at rarible.org. No matter what NFT project you intend on building, Rarible protocol equips you with the necessary tools to turn your ideas into reality. If you like the fact that the Rarible protocol is community governed, consider joining the Rari Foundation, which is the DAO behind the protocol. Joining the Rari Foundation offers you the opportunity to help shape the future of NFT infrastructure. If you're looking to engage in governance and vote on key decisions, you can become a delegate by joining community calls and participating on forum, which will boost your reputation and help you earn some voting power through our delegate incentive program. If you'd like to learn more about the community, visit rari.foundation and then join the Discord server and begin joining our calls and making connections with the community. A community that is all about supporting creators. The Rari Foundation demonstrated how much they support NFT creators by creating the Rari chain to make sure that royalties are embedded at the node level, ensuring that creators always receive royalties from secondary sales. By building on Rari Chain, you're safeguarded by a system that respects and protects creator earnings. Learn more about Rari Chain at rarichain.org. With Rari, you're joining a movement focused on decentralized governance, innovation, and creator empowerment. Now, back to the episode. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'd love to explore that as well with the Bulletin Board. I learned about those recent proposals within ApeCoin through reading the Bulletin Board, actually, just to stay updated quicker. And in terms of, like, I'm thinking, like, if you were to mint subscriptions of your NFT or like if there's anything around that, you could utilize the Rari chain as well, especially like to make sure that royalties are embedded. So like every time that a subscription is sold, or if somebody who like wants to start collecting your editions, you'll definitely get rewarded in the form of royalties as well. Like it's embedded at the node level on Rari chain. So that's something that we could potentially explore in the near future.
Cool, yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. And Namsan, what inspired you to start PudgNYC? Are there any NFTs associated with PudgNYC outside of the Pudgy profile pictures? And if not, would you like to incorporate PudgNYC branded NFTs in the future?
Yeah, so I started PudgNYC because I just enjoy connecting with community individuals. And so someone like myself who've always been like shy and just a quiet person, I like to just dive into online communities where I can kind of, better express myself. And I found that everyone who I met in person in the PudgNYC community is just super nice and vibrant and just, overall just a welcoming community. And so I think just putting community first is something that's super just goes along with my values, and that's why I wanted to go further with PudgNYC, because there's a lot of NFT holders, specifically Pudgies as well, in New York City, or at least the surrounding tri-state area. And so I think as one of the biggest cities in the country, being New York City, it's very important to have a local community that can welcome any visitors, tourists, as well as for NFT NYC, most importantly, just make sure that the overall atmosphere and experience is a good one. And so while we don't have any NFTs associated with the community, all you really need is like a Pudgy Penguin asset within the ecosystem, whether it's a big or a little. And so you get to join a rockstar community, and we have regular community meetups, and we're also trying to do bigger stuff, such as something for NFT NYC.
Excited to see what you guys are going to do for PudgNYC, and nice to know that you could get involved with PudgNYC as long as you hold some type of Pudgy related asset. So that could even be a little Pudgy as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be the main Pudgy Penguin NFT, correct?
Yeah, the littles are just as important, in my opinion, in terms of the community standpoint, because whether you have a big or a little is it kind of doesn't matter in my eyes. I think you're still a community member at that point, and I don't distinguish between anything. And I think a lot of other people in the community have the same sentiment. So whether you're big or little, just make sure that you're pushing the Pudgy way, spreading positivity, and making sure everyone feels welcome.
I definitely got that vibe from Pudgy Penguins. ApeCoin as well, though. Both you guys, you have very warm, inviting communities and had nothing but great experiences, every time that I've engaged with you guys. And then in terms of like utilizing an NFT for Pudgy NYC, did you ever envision that? Perhaps like membership NFTs or like anything along those lines?
Not really, because unlike ApeCoin DAO, we're not officially partnered with the official Pudgy Penguin project. We're just kind of a self-run community thing, and so don't really want to do like a membership just because you already have the NFT associated with it, so might be like kind of redundant, and so nothing really sort of of that lines other than like maybe like the only thing that I could think of is having like a cool, really dope group art commission that we can like mint or something like that. I think that's the most that we would do.
That would be pretty cool. I'm thinking of some Pudgy NYC branded Metaverse merch would be pretty dope too. Like either within Pudgy World or in other metaverses as well, like Decentraland. Like a Pudgy NYC branded jersey or something like that would be interesting. And did you also create Pudgy Fitness? I believe that there is a community for fitness as well, right?
Yeah, so I started that as well because I've always been like the skinny guy my whole life, and so I decided just one day that I wanted to start taking fitness more seriously, getting bigger and more athletic, and so going back to the whole like kind of shy and introverted type of person, never really had like a gym bro type of community, and so Pudgy Fitness, we just have a bunch of people all around the Pudgy community, just talking with one another, motivating each other, and so using that as like a motivational tool. You have like a gym bro, but not in there in person, but you have self accountability people within a same group chat that can help bounce back fitness ideas and tips and stuff like that, and help keep each other motivated and accountable as well.
Oh yeah, and that's important to have a group of people that will keep you held accountable, especially when you're going along your fitness journey. There's it could be a lot of restraint around that for wanting to increase your health and whatnot, especially like working within the tech field. It's always nice to keep ourselves reminded to be active and get up and actually move around. So it's nice that you guys you came together initially as an NFT community, but now it goes far beyond that. We're actually encouraging each other to remain fit as well. So now I love that you guys are actually created a sub community specifically for that, and motivating your members as well. Now jumping into our next question here, I'm directing this one to Vulkan. So Vulkan, when did Yuga Labs decide to create a DAO for the Bored Ape community? What was the purpose for forming the DAO? And I also noticed that you guys provide grant funding for builders within the space. And I would like to know, in your opinion, what were some of the most impactful projects that received funding from ApeCoin DAO?
Yeah, so I think this is pretty interesting. It's a misconception across the community. Yuga Labs didn't create the DAO, and they're not associated with each other. They're separate. Yuga Labs is just a community member and a contributor to the ecosystem as they are adopting the ApeCoin token across their different projects. But the DAO was created back in March of 2022. Hard to believe we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary already. But yeah, I was actually curious, why the DAO was created. You can go to their website and read all information about it. I'm looking at it now, and I'm pulling out this one sentence here that pretty much answers your question here. It says, ApeCoin DAO exists because decentralized governance is critical to building and managing a globally dispersed community. and therefore critical to the success of this ecosystem. So I think this recognizes that the community is spread out all across the globe. We're not isolated to like the United States. We're all spread out across Asia, Europe, every continent. And I think there's a need there to operate in a decentralized manner and build things in that regard because everything's so spread out. The second part of your question there, impactful projects. I think two that stand out to me are Boring Security. They help educate people across various communities on security best practices. They help uncover hacks, return stolen assets as well. And the other one is the one you mentioned earlier, ThankApe. They've had 2 proposals passed. Their most recent one was just approved a couple weeks ago. And this is the system that rewards people for contributions to the DAO. And also people that build things can get rewards as well.
Nice. So I noticed that like ApeCoin DAO is very regen, very into like regenerative finance and looking out for the best interests. It seems like not just within the ApeCoin community, but within the Web3 community at large. So I'm assuming you guys also provide like public good grant funding as well for projects that are like that are geared towards the entire community and doesn't benefit only ApeCoin.
Yeah, for sure. We've had proposals passed for public goods and different things related to that, like hackathons. We've had members from the community attend hackathons and sponsor part of the events and send out rewards in that way and hold contests. Also things like Gitcoin and other things of that nature. So yeah, definitely looking to expand beyond the Bored Ape community into hopefully every community that wants to be a part of the ecosystem and really help the entire space.
I really think that's cool that you guys support the entire ecosystem, or you support the ecosystem at large, and not just necessarily focus on your own DAO. Really love that you guys took that approach with the DAO. Very commendable. And then Namsan, getting back to Pudgy Penguins here. More specifically, I would like to know a little bit more about Pudgy World, or like what would you like to see come out of Pudgy World? Like, what are some features that don't exist yet within Pudgy World that you would like to see? And do you have any other ideas for NFTs that could be utilized within Pudgy World?
And so for Pudgy World, there's, the public game's actually not out yet. I think they're looking to release it either this quarter or next quarter, and so everything that we know is kind of just based off previews from the demo at Art Basel and whatever Lucas said on Spaces. And so I think what I'd like to see on Pudgy World is just kind of utilizing a lot of the use cases for the NFTs. And so they already do a good job at that already. And so just trying to think, because there's not actually a lot that's public information that I can think of that I would like to see out of Pudgy World, other than like, seeing a bunch of sub communities show off, because Pudgy World already does a good job at the trades. They already have a bunch of mini games. They already kind of show off a lot of the community members as NPCs within the game, and so it's a really cool experience that is like a PG-13 or a PG game. And so yeah, dude, I'm kind of stumped. I don't really know what I would like to see.
So like you were mentioning mini games. There's already mini games inside Pudgy World.
Yeah, so you can play the mini games right now. There's like one that's like a Frogger-esque type game, as well as chess. And so yeah, think about that now. Maybe just like a better variety of the mini games that you can play within Pudgy World. It might be already a thing that they've already implemented, and so just a lot of more mini games. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know these mini games were live on Pudgy World just yet. I played it a few months back. Well, I got to like experience it, and like after purchasing the plush toy, and then was able to explore Pudgy World a little bit, like around the igloo, jump around and pretty much like climb mountains within the game. But I didn't know that you can actually play chess within the game. You said it's like a Frogger type of mini game, so definitely got to check that out. Didn't know that was live yet.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out, because there's a pretty cool experience already, even though it's not released. As a bunch of mini games that you can play, and there's also a small little mountain type activity that you can climb. that you could do already with a penguin, and so that's a really good teaser into Pudgy World.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to have some type of achievement badge when you reach the top, because I still have yet to get my Pudgy to the top of that mountain.
Dude, it's hard. It's hard. I haven't been able to do it either. I think I know just a handful of people that have made it to the top.
It was like a mini game, this was like this experience within Decentraland that was like that, and yeah, it was hard as hell to reach the top there as well. So yeah, it would be nice if there was some type of incentive, maybe like some type of soft incentive once you reach the top of the mountain there. But yeah, definitely got to check out those mini games, and we'll do probably like shortly after the call. And now, Vulkan, I would like to shift gears here into ApeCoin's Metaverse. So I know that you guys are still working on launching a Metaverse for ApeCoin, but what are some features that you would like to see? And do you have any information on how people will be able to explore ApeCoin's Metaverse? Like, for example, will you need to be an owner of a Bored Ape to experience it? And if so, do you think your ape would resemble the same would it resemble the same ape depicted on the profile picture?
Yeah, so you won't need to be a Bored Ape or a mutant ape to go explore and interact. They're definitely opening it up to other collections. I forget what the criteria is for all. I don't know if they'll be opening up to every single collection or only a specific amount, but it's definitely going to be open. Things that I'm interested for myself are being able to build on top of the Metaverse land. For myself, I'm personally interested in kind of building a news hub of some sort, tying into my newsletter on my Metaverse land, and trying to allow people to visit there and stay up to date on what's going on and the ApeCoin DAO and things like that. But I think just that concept there of letting people have the freedom to tap into their creativity and build whatever they want. Maybe they're going to build a restaurant, maybe they're going to build a game or an arcade or something, but just having these things spread out all across the open Metaverse, I think is very interesting and exciting.
To have a physical representation of the bulletin board would be pretty sweet in the ApeCoin Metaverse. And something I'm thinking of is definitely along the lines of wearables as well. Be cool with, because there's a few people that I know from Decentraland that could help on that front. And yeah, it would just be pretty cool to see if you could customize your ape within the ApeCoin Metaverse, and if that merch could be composable as well and utilized in other metaverses. I know projects like Meta Factory is working towards that, but it'd be cool if the same, let's say I have some type of merch or a t-shirt within the ApeCoin Metaverse, and have that represented in other metaverses as well, like Decentraland, perhaps even Pudgy World if that was possible. I just like to see the collaboration between these games.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're starting to see that in our ecosystem a little bit already, even before the other side is ready. There's teams building things like the Mutant Cartel that just released their game called Serum City that brought a bunch of mutants to life and their IP to life in that game. Teams like Faraway are building other things as well. So there's a lot of people that have already started building before the other side even gets open, which is exciting because once it's ready to go, I think just the level of creation that'll go on will just continue to really expand once things are ready. It's just exciting to see people already starting without even having much knowledge on what to go on.
Excited to actually see the metaverse when it's ready. And the ApeCoin Metaverse you're referring to, when you say the other side, that's the actual name for the ApeCoin Metaverse?
Yeah, it's called the other side. A lot still to be determined, but they've been previewing it little by little. They've had what they call first trip, second trip, and things like that, where they kind of give previews of what's to come and what they've built so far, and kind of a step-by-step process. So it's already been an awesome experience to get in there and kind of experience some of the gameplay and what'll be going on when you're able to walk around in the other side. But yeah, there's definitely exciting things to come.
Definitely. And how can people stay up to date on the other side? Is this something that's covered in the bulletin board? Is that one of the best ways to stay updated on this information?
Occasionally I do include things here and there in my newsletter. It's more focused on the DAO, but just following the official channels of Other Side Meta, Yuga Labs, Bored Ape Yacht Club is probably the best way for now. The Bored Ape Gazette is another news related account that is also focused more on the Bored Ape community. So he's always putting out 2-3 articles a day. So I definitely recommend giving him a follow. That's Bored Ape Gazette. he's a great follow to stay up to date on those things too.
Awesome. Thanks for that information. Now, to wrap things up here for the final question is what, like this goes to each of you guys, what is your ultimate goal within the community? Basically, what would you like to be known for? And also, what would you like to see the community achieve?
I think for myself, what I want to see from or what I want to achieve with the community is just to like to make just I guess make myself like more known within the community. Anyone that joins the community for the first time, I'm kind of there to be one of the first people that they interact with, just because I value community so much, and I just want to create relationships with a lot of people. And so, I think anyone who joins the Pudgy community, there's a lot of people that you can connect with, and wherever you live is important, is obviously important to how your experience within the community might be, because everyone talks about valuing in real life relationships, and that's something super important. So wherever you live, there's someone probably in your state or country that's in the Pudgy community, or the ape community. And I just want to let it be known that just to just get out there and just meet people. And so that's something that's super important to do.
Most definitely. I like how you guys have representation in all these different states as well. Like, well, PudgNYC, and then, not just states, but just in different geographical locations. I believe the first one was Pudgy Asia, right? That represented a geographical location out of Pudgy Penguins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For Pudgies, it's like super important to kind of tackle the Asia community, and I'm sure the ape community in Asia is very large as well, just because there's like a huge market for that, just because it's so densely populated. But Pudgy Asia was first. Then a bunch of other sub communities sprouted, like Pudgy NYC. There's ones for San Francisco, Canada. There's a bunch of countries in Europe that Pudgies are associated with, and
that's right. You got Pudgy Europe as well. So you said there's a Pudgy San Francisco, and then is there a Pudgy LA yet? I'm surprised I didn't hear.
There's not a Pudgy LA yet. I'm sure there's a Pudgy out there that would be willing to start it, but I don't. But other than like a couple penguins, I personally don't know a lot of LA penguins.
Oh, got it. But that'll probably be something that'll be coming in the near future as Pudgy Penguins expands and gains even more community support all across the world. And then for you, Vulkan, what would you like to be known for within the community? And what is something that you would like to see the community achieve?
Yeah, so for myself, my goal is to continue to build out my newsletter audience, be a resource for data analytics, and beyond that, just someone you can go to if you have questions or need help. That can be either in the ApeCoin DAO ecosystem or beyond that, just being that ear for people to go to and ask questions. And for the community, I think just continuing to build things that weren't possible in Web 2 and continuing to push this space forward and make it better.
Oh, yeah. Very well said. And if anybody wants to stay updated, on what's going on within the ApeCoin community, feel free to follow Vulkan. Same thing if you want to be updated and with like a warm welcome into the Pudgy community, please follow Namsan as well. Very cool guy, and we'll make sure that you have a great onboarding experience into the community. And with that being said, guys, this is our very first episode of Beyond PFPs. And I really want to appreciate everybody for showing up today for this Twitter space. We got rugged on the first one and had to, had to start up a new one. But appreciate you all for showing up and showing your support for the very first episode of Beyond PFPs, where we discuss use cases for NFTs and like how they can impact the industry in ways that goes far beyond profile pictures. So once again, appreciate you all. Follow our guests here to stay updated on their communities and to see what's coming on, what's going to be going on in the future. They both are working on metaverses. Oh, yeah. And then one thing I wanted to touch on before we wrap, Vulkan, I wanted to talk a little bit about ApeChain as well. So if you could just give us like a brief breakdown of like what's to come with ApeChain, so people know like what to look out for. I know that's something major that you guys are currently working on.
Yeah, it's definitely a big topic of the DAO right now. We're currently in the vote to determine which Ape Chain team we want to build the Ape Chain. Last week, we wrapped up the voting to first determine if we wanted an Ape Chain. Over 95% of the voters voted in favor of yes, we want an Ape Chain. And now we have, 6 more days left in this current vote to select from 4 different options. So definitely a big topic. My newsletter has been covering that for the last couple of weeks, and we'll do so as well this week. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested in that, feel free to ask me any questions. It's definitely a big thing on the horizon.
Awesome, guys. Big news dropping from ApeCoin. Ape Chain's coming soon. If you want to know more, subscribe to the Bulletin Board on Beehive, or feel free to reach out to Vulkan directly. I want to show love and support to all of you. Thank you for showing your love and support for OSPN. Appreciate you all. I see we have also, he just dropped, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the Hodler Collective from ApeCoin. Saw that he just left. Want to give a shout out to all the Penguins that we see in the audience. Big shout outs to everyone from OSPN and from the Rarible family as well. Big shout outs to Walshy, Wembers, McHill, Anointed Thompson, Crown, Coffee, Apateri, Mayor, Mellison. I see you guys. Mercy, I see you as well. Shout outs to all of you guys. Shout outs to Alligator as well from the Rarible Foundation. And Jaff as well from the Rarible Foundation. And Firefly from Rarible Foundation. Really appreciate you all. And shouts to Mellison as well from OSPN, if I didn't call your name already, sir. And Ikera as well. Much love. Thank you for all of your support for the very first episode of Beyond PFPs. And until next time, have a great day, guys.